This might have just gone live. This might have gone live. I don't know. Half the time. I just need. Hello guys, I'm CalamitiveJoe. Welcome back to a new YouTube video on the CalamitiveJoe YouTube channel. Welcome to the stream. I do apologise, my nose is itchy. Welcome to a YouTube live stream. This is Survival Sundays, but on a Monday. Hello, Stick. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. This is Survival Sunday, guys, but on a Monday. This world is currently free to play, guys. This world here is currently free to play. So do I remember you? Of course I do. I don't forget people because they missed one stream. Literally, guys, you guys can come on and play this world right now. All you have to do is put the realm code in the description. I'm Vortex. Yep. I do remember you. I do remember Vortex as well. Occasionally, if someone says, do you remember me, and they've changed their name, I'm not going to remember them because they've changed their name. This world, guys, is free to play right now. You guys can actually play this. I have a Discord notification coming through. I have a Right. Sorry, I just had to mute myself a second. I'm joined. Cool. Normally we would do this on a Sunday, but when I streamed yesterday, nobody joined. I'm going to quickly see why this light is off. There we go, it's on now. This is a shopping centre, everybody. Hello, love. I love Dino so much. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We are currently, guys, we are currently by this shopping centre. I've ported this world over. I've ported this world over to Bedrock. So it actually has expanded. It has expanded this way. Plus the clouds have gone a bit the clouds have gone a bit higher, so it means the clouds are no longer going through this. It means clouds are no longer going through this building right here. Clouds are no longer going through this skyscraper. I mean, wow. Clouds are not going through this skyscraper anymore. So if I go out this way. Why are you playing Bedrock? Because every Sunday, I love dinosaurs so much. Every Sunday I make my Minecraft realm free for subscribers to play. Nobody joined it yesterday, so I decided to carry it over till Monday. So this is technically Survival Sunday, but on a Monday, except it's not a survival world today because my survival world got griefed. Just call me Dino. Okay. It's not a survival world today, guys, because my survival world got griefed, and I'm trying to repair that. So I've just ported over this city world we've been building. I've ported this city world that we were building over to Bedrock, and you guys can play on this today on the stream. The subscribers can come and experience this world for today. Basically, guys, the code is in the description. What was the code? It's in the description. It's in the description of the stream. Yeah, I'm not gonna memorize the number. I don't memorize the numbers, guys. The code is in the description. This is Scotland shop, guys. Scotland shop. This is England shop. Has it kept all these? Yeah, it has. Beryl's Bakery. The Pet Shop. Little Brick Film Studio. Joe's Tunes. Thunder. I feel like I remember you from somewhere. Maybe my legacy streams. Stick Army has joined. Have fun. You should be. Oh, let me just have a look a sec. I've got to check if Oh yeah, your class is a member, so you can experience stuff. Okay. What is Legacy? Minecraft Legacy Console Edition? The other Minecraft edition? Because you asked me why am I on... You asked me why am I on Bedrock today? Sheepskin boots. Magnet boots. I feel like I remember you from somewhere. Must have been one of my other streams. Well, I would imagine so anyway. I got an itchy nose, guys. Like, my nose is itchy. Right. You should be over here. I don't know what that is. The old Minecraft edition? Because you said, why are you playing Bedrock? So I would have imagined that you were talking about Legacy Console Edition. Well, the other Minecraft edition. Hello, Stick Army. Feel free to build a shop in one of these rooms. Feel free, guys, to build shops in here. There's a lot of spare rooms. We got Carl's Cakes here, and then we've got my film. We got my film shop here. We got Movie Buster, but I didn't know Jab and Bedrock, not Legacy. Oh. Legacy is old console edition. Basically, before Bedrock edition came out, Minecraft had the Legacy console edition, which is a much better version. Can I build anything? I just said feel free to build. Well, you can build anything. Feel free if you want to build a shop in this shopping centre. We got loads. We got loads of space. In fact, if you want to build anything else, there are some spots available. There's a plot here. There's a plot here. And then there's also one. Well, actually, no, you could build one here if you wanted as well, because the pavement's here. Or you could build some over there. There's another plot there. But we can add some more plots, guys. We can add some more plots. Oh wait, anything. As long as it's not inappropriate, yeah, people can build what they want. As long as it's not inappropriate. If someone wants to build like a massive temple, of course they can build a temple. As long as it's not inappropriate. Then yeah, of course people can build anything they want, as long as it's not inappropriate. I just want to build a D. I mean, I'd rather you build a building. Say you were a villager, I couldn't tell. I don't know what I'm going to build. What was that? I don't know. I don't know, because there's a bit of a stream delay, so if I've gone past something that you've noticed. What were they holding? I believe that they were holding one of the new sulfur walls. I believe it was the new sulfur walls. They were holding these. Guys, sulfur walls. They added new stuff last week. Although the new sulfur blocks look amazing. They look straight piss walls. Well, sulfur is that type of color though. If you've ever seen anything that's sulfur does look. Sulfur does have that shape. Loki, it's piss. Well, I mean, it's piss coloured. But shape, but that is sulfur's colour. In fact, let's go muck around with some blocks. I haven't seen some of these blocks. Endstone. Cinnabar bricks. I've not seen these yet. I've not seen. Let's just have a muck around with some blocks. Tell you what, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over here, and then I'm gonna muck around with these for a moment. Ooh, the old village. Yeah, because this is as I said, it's Legacy Console Edition. So this version got because it's from Legacy Console Edition, it means that I didn't have certain blocks. How old is this world? It's only 2 weeks old, but it was I was playing it on the Legacy Console Edition, the old Minecraft version that was discontinued. Legacy Console Edition is the old Console Edition, the old Xbox One Edition, the Switch Edition. That's what it's called. It's now called Legacy Console. Let's have a muck around with these. Cinnabar stairs. Oh my god, don't want to do that. This world's only 2 weeks old, but because I played it on an older version, never heard of it. How long have you been playing Minecraft for? Because how long have you been playing Minecraft for, out of curiosity? I'm surprised you don't know what the console edition was. Because the console edition is the most famous version of Minecraft. Without Legacy Console, Minecraft wouldn't be popular. because it's the version that people like Stampy played back in the day. For like 14 years. Yeah, you should know what Legacy... You definitely would know what Legacy Console Edition is. What's that? I don't know, which is why I'm experimenting. I'm surprised you don't know, because Legacy Console is the most... It's the one that made Minecraft famous. It's quite surprising. Hello, JJ. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Pickles. Welcome to the stream. Guys, this is on Bedrock right now. This is on Bedrock right now. You guys can play this world right now. I may... Cool. I'm just experimenting with these blocks. You guys can join this world, guys. This is on the There's a lot of fence types now, isn't there? What do you think? You guys can generally join this, guys. I mean, I didn't play on consoles. No, I'm surprised you wouldn't know what the console edition was, because it's the Minecraft would never have took off without it. Minecraft only became popular when they brought it out on Xbox and the Xbox One, then the PS3, the PS4, then Nintendo. I'm surprised. Especially after you've played Minecraft for years. You don't need to know my Minecraft name, JJ. All you need to do is put the realm code in, which is in the description. I'm just gonna look around and see what else we got. We can muck around with. I played football. I played football with him yesterday. What if I give him a honey block? What does he do? Nothing. Well, I found out if you give him wood, he where. Oh. The only thing I like, I prefer Legacy, guys. I'm pretty sure it's probably before the console ports. No. Not really. It becoming more accessible. It wasn't popular before. It wasn't that popular. Minecraft coming out on console edition made it more accessible, and because YouTubers started playing on it, that's when it sort of took off. But it was console edition that did that. Not soccer ball. Football and soccer are the same thing. It's just America calls it soccer. Everywhere else in the world call it football. We're playing a local kickabout, guys, in the USA. Nah. Only the USA call it soccer. Which... Soccer sounds like a game about punching people. Soccer, which... Actually, the word sock in the UK, obviously it's a clothing item. Are you British? I am. Sock. When you say sock in the UK, sock can also mean, when you say like sock him, sock can also mean punch. So in British it can also sound like puncher, soccer. Where's my ball gone? We're playing football in a village, guys. What do you think? Sure, soccer's better. Nah. Soccer isn't better. America is very odd with its names. The idea is it's called football because you kick a ball with your foot. Football. I don't get why America I don't get why what America calls football. I don't get why they call it football. Because it's basically rugby. The ball spends most of the game in your hands, and you only kick it downfield and catch it. I don't get why that's called football. It's not really being played with your feet. The whole point of football, the reason we call it football is you play exclusively with your feet. That's not actually true, Alex. That's not actually true. Chips and fries are the same thing. In the UK we do thick chip. Thin. You have chips and fries. So chips are really fat fries. Fries are really thin. Chips are quite fat. Which is why they call them, it's French fries are thin and they are based off France, but the more traditional British chips are fatter. Did you start live when I commented? I started my live around 20 minutes ago. I started my live around about 20 minutes ago. I'm just running around playing football with a bloody slime cube. Sorry, a sulfur cube. But you could say the same. In a regard, Alex, you could say America call trousers pants. Like in the UK, pants is your underwear. So when I see an American talking about their pants, I'm like, why are they talking about their underwear? I mean, they call a liquid gas. There's a few like that. Some people say, oh, the British call chips fries. Why you don't see my skin? Some skins change when they go into realms. Some skins you can't use on realms. So my skin used to change. My skin occasionally changes. I have Alex, I have. But I've found that if you put wood in it, I've found if you put wood in the wood in there, he moves quick. He moves more. This with wood, putting wood in a sulfur cube. I've just passed the ball. Or TNT. We could try TNT, but I don't know how it's gonna work. Nah, you don't. I reckon wood's better, actually. I think wood, you can activate redstone. Yeah, but what we're trying to make a football at the moment. Well, that's just boring. So that's just boring using it for TNT. This is way better. I mean, you can play a sport with him. I mean, I could have fun kicking him about for ages. You don't need to hit him. You don't, just nod him. Just kick him. Just run towards it. You don't have to hit him. He goes further. Let's put him in the let's put him for the. I've missed. It's kind of fun, actually. If you allow anyone to join, can't someone just refill builds? It's not a It's a copy. It's a copy. But why would you want to join to destroy someone's world? Like, you've got to be like a 9-year-old if they do that. I've had it happen to me before. But it tends to be younger players that like to do that. Take him for the shop. Oh. Orbital strike cannon. Yeah, well, I did design an orbit. Give me OP. I'm not doing that stick. I'm not gonna do that. Because you don't need it. Because if I gave it to you, everyone else would want it. And I can't. And the only person that really needs it needs operator is me. As the owner of the realm. You can give him speed 6. Where's he gone? No, I don't think we need speed 6 though. You know, some 50. What, a 50-year-old isn't going to join and break everything. A 50-year-old isn't going to join and break anything. A 50-year-old might join and break something in 60 years because in 60 years time, 10-year-olds will be. Well, people wouldn't be actually. No, in 60 years time, 50-year-olds wouldn't be born. In 30 years time, in like 40 years time, maybe because 10-year-olds will be 50. I'm being honest, like 10. What was I saying? Sorry. Also, why am I still British? What the hell does that mean? Why am I still British? That's like say. That doesn't make sense. I'm really confused by that comment. I'm really confused and on what you're talking about there. Sorry, my laptop. He's playing up. How old am I? Have a guess. Have a guess. Everyone that asks me that question, I make them guess because... Everyone that asks me that question, I make them guess because... 24. Not yet. Because I need speed. Why do you need speed? Can you understand English? Of course I can understand English. I am English. Yes. Of course I am English. That's like asking me... I have had that, though. I have had that before. Like an American person asking me if I speak English. I'm like... I can't give you speed. I can't give you speed 6 stick because cheats aren't on. Cheats aren't on because I haven't put them on. The only thing I can give you is splash potions. Oh, and also, use a structure block to dupe the build. Why? But I haven't got... What do you mean I'm not... I haven't got cheat codes on. I haven't got cheats on. I've only just ported the world over. I ported the world over from Legacy literally half hour ago. I haven't turned any codes on or any not cheat. I haven't turned cheats on. I don't think they're on. Well, those ones are on. I'll just give you the command. I know how to get a structure block, but I don't need a structure block. There's no point. I don't need a structure block. I don't need to duplicate anything because everything's already being built. Everything here that's unfinished is because I haven't finished them yet. Yeah, I know how to get a structure block, but none of this has been used with none of this has been used in structure blocks. All of this has been built by hand, and I kind of like that fact though. I do know how to use a structure block, but we haven't used any on here because this has all been built by hand. I can give you some splash potions. Impressive. Yeah, this has all been built by hand because this is off a different version of Minecraft. This is off a different version of Minecraft. I only ported this over this morning. Yeah, there's no structure blocks have been used here. I can give you splash potions. There we go. Don't know what I'm going to build. Better build than it just cheated. Well, structure blocks make sense. Structure blocks make sense if you're building something big and it needs to be symmetrical and you can just copy both sides. But it's like with this build here, this shopping centre we wouldn't have been able to do with a structure block because the shopping centre is what is bigger than a structure block only. A structure block, with a structure block you can only go 64 by 64. This structure block, this structure here is when it's finished, this building will be 100 blocks by about, I don't know. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. So it's 62 blocks wide, guys. This building is 100 blocks long. 101 blocks long, 62 blocks wide. So a structure block would only do about half of it. I'm going FK, guys, because I need to go get some food. I'll be back in a second. I am back. I am back. I am back. Peace. Welcome back. Cool. Well, I'm back. Cool. That looks cool. Oh. Do. Just checking to see if I got any like notifications I need to check. Nope. Nothing happened while you were gone. It's a club. Oh, cool. Cool. Can you build higher on Minecraft now? I didn't know you could build higher on Minecraft now. No, I can't. I can't build that. Cool. 18 plus. Well, it doesn't matter. That doesn't affect me. It's ridiculous now. Like the 18 plus. When someone says 18 plus, it means 18 plus. But nowadays, a lot of young people look at that and think that's just a suggestion. A lot of people look at 18 plus, the words 18 plus now, and think that's more of a suggestion, more of a guideline. Kids are excited for GTA 6. I mean, I was doing this is about a year ago now, I think. About, I don't know, a year, 10 months ago. I was streaming and somebody commented on my stream about they'd been watching this person who, I think they were about 15. They said they've been watching 18 rated horror films since they were 8 years old. Like, what? Like, that's borderline. That's borderline. Your parents should be arrested if for that. No wonder people have. That's why children have a lot of nightmares and things like that. Children have nightmares, not. Children have nightmares because of things they've seen. Children, that's true, guys. Children generally have nightmares. It spans from things they've seen, which oh yeah, I watched I think when I was a kid, I think the oldest age rating when I was a kid, I think the oldest thing I watched on an age rating thing was Gotham when I was 12. But TV shows don't have Gotham didn't have an age rating. Gotham didn't have an age rating when I started when it was airing on the telly. When Gotham was airing on the telly, it didn't have an age rating, so it came out as a 15. It came out as a 15, but it didn't have any age rating. It just said, you know, it didn't. TV shows don't get the age rating until after they air. that's the darkest thing I watched was Gotham, which it came out as a 15, which I think I watched it when I was 12. But that tended to be because I saw the trailer on TV. They didn't show anything violent. They didn't air the it wasn't put down as a 15 until after it came out on DVD. I'm trying to clear my hotbar and the Y button isn't working. But yeah, Gotham didn't come out its age rating. Yeah, that's kind of scary. You shouldn't. How the hell do you know what that is at that age? How does one go onto that site at that age? I generally want to know. That's crazy. It's a joke, by the way. But no, yeah, I can understand that it's a joke. But also, that is generally something that happens. There was a girl who was in my friend's Discord server, and she admitted that she had an addiction from the age of 8. She said that to my friend, and it was like, yeah, that's because children nowadays, and well, this person isn't a kid now. They're like 8. They're like 19. They're like 19, 20 now, I think. They're about 19, 20 now, I think. But it's because you can get anything now by the click of a button. So say obviously a parent has obviously watched it. You've got everything by a click of a button. You misclick a link on an old computer that a family shares. You can accidentally get onto those sites. There are people though that search it, but it starts with obviously. It does start with someone accidentally stumbles across it. But it's just. Yeah, they shouldn't. I don't get that. But that's why I agree with what the UK are doing. I don't think children under 16 should be on social media. The UK have just banned social media for under 16s, and I partially agree because there's a lot of children now watching, doing shit that they shouldn't. In fact, we have a guy that watches these streams. I don't know whether he's got like Tourette's or something like that. Which that UK laws in America. Well, the law doesn't exist though at the moment. The UK are banning social media. Social media is going to be banned for under 16s next year. It was signed into law. It was signed into law a few days ago, but it's not being brought in. But yeah, under 16s will no longer be able to use social media, and phones for kids under 16 will not be able to have access to like the App Store. Obviously, there's some people calling it draconian and they want to control your lives, but it's not about controlling. The UK government want to stop children watching shit that they legally shouldn't be watching. Which, you know, it kind of makes sense. How will they verify it? I don't know, ROI. It won't work. It won't work. It won't work, but I think it's more designed to scare parents into you know, looking at what their children are doing online. But it's also as way, you know, a lot of children look at everything they see online and believe it's true. Sorry, just having a drink of water. Basically, I put a bottle in the freezer last night, and it's absolutely rock solid. Welcome to the stream, Orway, by the way. Did you watch Cape Verde last night? The Cape Verde Uruguay match. Argentina playing 4 hours. Yeah. Did you watch the Cape Verde match? I want some wool. Cape Verde Uruguay, if you guys haven't seen it. It's Federico. I was the other way around. I was voting for I was rooting for Cape Verde because I think Cape Verde, what they did versus Spain was amazing. Yeah, I think they should have won it. I think they should have won it in the last minute. In one of the last minutes when they were 2-on-1, I was convinced that was a penalty because I'm convinced the defender brings him down to stop him from being able to pass the ball to, you know, pass the ball to his mate who's in a one-on-one situation. I thought that was a penalty. I couldn't see how the referee didn't go. I couldn't see how that ref didn't go. That's a pen. It actually shocked me that that wasn't a pen. Yeah, but I think the problem with Uruguay is I think they relied too heavily on the likes of Suarez and a couple of other players. I think they relied too heavily on the likes of Suarez, and now you've got to think, now people like Suarez are now like late 30s. It's the same with Belgium. I think Belgium, I know you just mentioned Belgium, but Belgium, you know, they relied too heavily on Lukaku. And a few of those players. Who was in their World Cup squad? I can't remember who's in their squad now. Belgium 2018 squad. I know you. I didn't realise. I mean, there's a couple of players still there that are good. Well, I mean, Courtois is still a really good keeper. But at the last World Cup, all their keepers were pushing 30. Oh no, their keepers were pushing 30 at the time. No. Sorry, it's not. It should. Their 2018 World Cup squad. It should say their ages then, not their ages now. It says their ages now. But if you look at their squad, this year, which I'm going to quickly go and have a look, 2026. A lot of them are 30. Lukaku's 33. Trossard's 31. McKaylee's 33. Axel Witsel is 37. De Bruyne is 34, almost 35. Hans Van Aken is 33. Courtois is 34, and the other two goalkeepers are 20 and 23. I think Belgium relied too heavily on some of their older players, I think. Can't see this. Last night was Germany. I remember the player. I actually forgot. I didn't forget he exists. I thought he was shit at Liverpool. The problem with him was he was really bad for Liverpool. But Darwin Núñez, I actually quite liked when he was at Benfica. And then obviously he went to Liverpool, so I hated him then. There we go. But yeah, he was a good player. A fat old man's right under your stream, by the way. No, he's only under the stream for you. He's not under my. He's not accidentally. He's not under. He's not under my stream. He's basically under your stream. I don't think he moved to Saudi, did he? Darwin Nunes. I thought he went. Darwin Nunes. I didn't think. I didn't think he went to Saudi. Oh no, he did. I thought he went somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah, he's bagged. He bagged 25 goals for Liverpool in 95 games and 32 for Benfica. Darwin Nunes could still be a good player. I just think I think the Liverpool move came too early for him. When he signed for Liverpool, he was only 23. And I think he needed to go somewhere, but I think going to Al Hilal was probably a waste. Yeah. The guy Dinos, the guy that you're referring to would be just about it would only be your stream. It would only be you that sees him under your screen. Everybody else would have a different channel underneath mine. I saw that the other day. I saw a guy. I saw an old guy the other day. He was basically filming himself, weighing himself. I was flicking on YouTube Shorts, YouTube streams the other night. Just it was giving me shit streams, and it was a guy that was just really, really overweight, and he was just weighing himself to see how much he weighed. And I was just, I come across it. I thought, what the fuck? It was like, just why? And it was weird. And honestly, guys, the guy looked really bad. Like, the guy looked really bad. He must have been £400 at least. The guy under me is playing Pokemon. The guy under me is not playing anything because I've literally got nothing underneath me because I'm not looking at it on the stream on a shorts feed. I'm looking at it through YouTube Shorts. No, through YouTube's studio, the live stream studio. So I wouldn't. That is just a very weird comment to put. It could be worse. I've had weirder comments on the stream. I had a comment last year from someone that basically, I think they were gay. I had a guy who's who was watched my streams last year. I'm convinced they were gay, and they were obsessed with me. Or they had ADHD or something because they randomly asked me how big my knob was. I was just streaming and then I saw, Joe, how big's your cock? I thought, that's just fucking weird. No, that's just creepy. Guys, I might take a break from streams in a couple of weeks because I want to shoot a short film. I want to shoot a short film. I've got a horror short film I want to shoot. And I've got some ideas. It's going to be a darkish short film. In mod, about courage, one way. Mod me. We don't need any more. What horror film are you trying to watch? Out of curiosity. Last horror film I watched was Oh, the last horror thing I watched was a thing called Tiptoe last week, and it's not a horror film, but it had the most harrowing sequence I've ever seen in my life. It's a TV series that's just come out in the UK. It's absolutely horrid. This one sequence. There's a sequence in this. There's a sequence in this show. It's literally, it starts in the most horrific manner possible. It starts, guys, no word of a lie, and viewer discretion is advised. This TV show I saw on Channel 4 the other week starts with a guy hanging in the streets, having just been lynched. It starts with Alan Cumming, who is obviously quite a famous British actor. He was in the X-Men film, the 2000s X-Men films. He was in the X-Men films. Who did he play in X-Men? He played Nightcrawler in X-Men. Yeah, Alan Cumming, who plays Nightcrawler in the X-Men films. His character is literally lynched off a lamppost in this show I was watching. It was the darkest thing I've ever seen. Let's go over here then. Is there a way in? I don't want to destroy this, so... This world is currently free to play, so you can build the Italian pizza shop yourself if you wanted to. Oh, hello. Oh, cool. What does that say? Does that say something? Or is it just random? Can't. I thought it was an Among Us head then or something. Random. How do I get out? Tell you what, I'll nip through here. And then I'll try and grab some blocks to fix this. Yes, they did that a few weeks ago. This squared. I'm not really interested in the Minecraft movie 2 because I really didn't. I thought the first film was really bad. I thought the first film was really badly wrote. There's another movie? Yeah. Of course there's going to be another movie. If a film somehow does well, you know they're going to cash out on it. The third film's going to be called a Minecraft movie. That's if there is a third film. You've got to, when you're doing a film, I studied films, I know this. If you're doing a film, you can't plan a second film. What? Nah, that wouldn't happen again. That would never happen again. That trend of people throwing shit at cinemas, all those children should have been arrested. All those children should have been arrested for taking part in that trend. But also, social media will be banned in the UK, so they won't be able to follow those trends. But also, that all those children could have been just kicked out of the cinema. That you can legally do that. For 100 billion. Yeah. Paramount's Netflix were buying it. Netflix were going to buy it. Those people are mostly adults. Well, no, they weren't adults. They were teenagers. A teenager's not an adult. They were like 14, 15-year-olds. So they're still kids. Hello, bird named Lukey. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. There's no talk of a Minecraft movie 3 yet because movies have to become popular. Movies have to get their budget back to make the next one. So you're never gonna greenlit you're never gonna greenlit a third film if the second film tanks. So I would imagine. Yeah. But the trend was started by teenagers. And then obviously less mature adults obviously took part in it. But the trend was started by teenagers. The trend was started by teenagers. Like, it's always children that start those trends. In fact, this is the difference between the UK and America. In America, you scream and shout during movies when movies are playing. In the UK, you'd be arrested because movies are different in the UK. In the UK, when you go and watch a film in the cinema, you watch it in silence. And that's generally true. In cinemas in the UK, you tend to watch the film in silence. Watching a film in cinema in the UK is much, much different than watching a film in a cinema in the United States. And Quentin Tarantino said that. Famous US film director. He said that. He said about the different. He goes, when you watch a film, a film in a British cinema, he goes, the film's the event. When you go and watch a film in an American cinema, the people in the cinema are the event. Which is a very interesting take. It's also true. But also the Minecraft movie 2 is only being made because they managed to get a profit from the Minecraft movie. But the Minecraft movie only got a profit because it said Minecraft on it. Literally, that's fairly true, guys. The Minecraft movie only really got a profit because it said Minecraft on it. So even though the film was shit, even though the actual storyline was shit, people still would have went and watched it because it said Minecraft on it. It's kind of like, there are some things people will just go and watch, like, how many of you are going to watch Avengers? How many of you are going to watch the new Avengers movie? It was targeted to kids. Well, it wasn't targeted to kids. It was targeted to any age. It was targeted to any age. So it was shit. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. You don't the Minecraft movie was targeted as a family film. Family films aren't shit. Family films aren't shit. You don't target a film to deliberately be shit. You don't, when you're making a film for children, you don't intentionally make it shit. Hello, Penguin. Welcome to this room. When you're making a film for kids, that you don't generally intend to make, it shit. Bye. Goodbye. Have a good rest of your day. When you're making a film for kids, you don't intentionally make it shit because, you know, there's a chance the kids might not like it. What went wrong with the Minecraft movie was the fact that the storyline was all over the place. The storyline was all over the place and it had no structure to it. They also had 4 main characters that really, they had 4 main characters, but that didn't really have equal screen time. Like, the actresses playing, Natalie and Dawn, they practically weren't there for most of the film. They're not there. The only thing they do is make the mushroom house. When you're making a film, you need to, the whole point, films have to make sense. Films have to make sense in a logic. So you can't go from the extreme left to the extreme right. You can't, you can't, you know, if you're making a, if you're fighting a battle and you don't have a sword and then you suddenly have a sword, well, that, the villager falling in love with a human, that was just a bit of thing. Like, that wasn't the biggest issue of that film. The biggest issue of that film was that the actual film wasn't very good. When they're outside, when you're watching a film, when you're watching a movie, you can always see where the lighting's coming from. So, when you're stood outside, what's lighting you up? When you're stood outside, what's lighting you up? I'm going to explain this one, but I'm going to try and do it quite simply. Not going to lie. When you're set outside, guys, what's lighting you up? What's making the sky bright then? It was a big fat shit. What's making, what's lighting the sky up? So when you go outside, which obviously you have to go outside, it's like it's natural for humans to go outside. If you disagree, argue with the wall. It was a big fat shit. I don't get what you're talking about. I think, like, why did a villager fall in love with you? I'm not gonna lie, it was a big fat shit. If you disagree, argue with the wall. Have we missed something? I don't know if we've missed a comment that hasn't appeared or something like that. But yeah, when you're outside, you're lit up by the sun. So if you were outside, if you go and stand outside, the sun is lighting up the world. The sun is what provides the light that gives us daytime. So the light source is going to be coming from the sun if you're outside, but you can tell they're not. You can tell they're in a studio. You can tell that all those actors are in a studio because they've got lights surrounding them from everywhere, which they've got wrong, because you can tell that they're not outside. You can tell that they're not outside and they're on a studio because they haven't got rid of the excess light. You've got to get rid of the extra light to make it look like you're generally outside, and they haven't done that, so you can tell they're in a studio. Old movies are better. I wouldn't say that. Old movies are good. Even new movies are good. Only when the filmmaker knows what they're doing. I mean, old movies aren't exactly better, but new films aren't exactly great. Sticky. Cool. Old movies aren't great, but then old movies are great, but all movies are great. It depends on whether they know what they're doing. There's some older films that will have it. One of my favourite films of all time is Zulu, from 1964. Zulu had problems shooting for 2 weeks. For the first 2 weeks of their shoot, they couldn't film because it was just raining. But the problem was, the Minecraft movie, they didn't edit the excess light out, and then because they didn't edit the excess light, you can tell they're not actually in this Minecraft world. What they've done though is the village was real. They generally made the village, but then you can clearly see that the village was real. Obviously the villagers weren't. But there's a few things like that. Some films do that. Some films, like, there's a film, I mean, the 1997 Batman film is not very good. If you've ever watched Josh Schumacher's Batman and Robin is classed as one of the worst Batman films of all time. Batman and Robin's classed as one of the worst Batman films of all time. It's a very bizarre film. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. The problem with that film is that they made the film too cool. What's the best movie of all time, guys? Best film ending of all time. What's the best movie ending of all time? Gone with the Wind. Have you watched that film? Have you watched Gone with the Wind? Interesting take. Have you actually watched Gone with the Wind? Yeah, but that's not what I mean. I said what's the best. I meant what's everyone's favorite film of all time. The best film of all time is based. It's not. That's not. Actually, I don't think it is the highest grossing film of all time. Actually, the highest grossing film of all time is Avatar. The highest it's not the highest grossing film of all time. The highest grossing film of all time is James Cameron's Avatar. But I meant what the best film of all time is based on everyone's perspective. You only watch Gone with the Wind now because you've heard because you hear it's a good film. Nobody intentionally watches. It made $4 billion. Yeah, but that's not true though. That's adjusted, so it's not the most popular film, the biggest film of all time. It's that's just with inflation adjusted. So it's not actually the most popular film of all time. It got less than Avatar, but it happens to be money was worth more than. But I do know it's good. Yeah. But I'm saying you wouldn't class it as the best film of all time now. You wouldn't class it as the best film of all time now because the best film of all time is based on what other people make it. It's like Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane is classed as the best film of all time, but nobody would ever. Nobody intentionally watches Citizen Kane now. It's more on you watch it to see if it's really as good as what they make out. That's exactly the same. The best film of all time for most people, they'll say now people born nowadays will say something along with Avatar. The best film of all time is based on other people's perspective. I would because I knew it was good before I learned it was the highest grossing film of all time. Netflix. Netflix is backed out of Warner Bros. Yeah, they backed out, but if you get what I mean, they actually Netflix only wanted to acquire certain bits of Warner Brothers. Paramount have bought the whole thing. Paramount have bought Warner Brothers entirely. They bought the whole thing. Netflix only wanted certain bits. Like they wanted, they didn't want certain bits of it. No, HBO Max, Warner Brothers Studios. No, Netflix only wanted certain bits. They only wanted Netflix deal Warner Brothers. Right, Netflix. Let me just search. This is it. This is Netflix's thing. Netflix only wanted certain bits. They wanted let me just there's an image of what they wanted. This is what Netflix wanted. Basically, that's Netflix really I think they were Paramount wanted more. Netflix only wanted like HBO and bits. Netflix only wanted HBO and other little bits of it. I'm just trying to find out if there was an image I saw about here, this is what they got and what they didn't get in that deal initially. Rejector. Here we go. Basically Warner they got this is what Netflix got. If Netflix had bought it, they would have got the film bit. They would have got the film bit. They would have got HBO Max. They would have got DC Studios, HBO, New Line Cinema. But they wouldn't have got Discovery, Warner Brothers Discovery, CNN, TNT, Discovery Plus, and some of those bits, because they didn't want those bits. Did you watch We Bare Bears? No, I didn't, because We Bare Bears came out when I was much older. Yeah. But CBS was owned by Warner Brothers for years, because that's what they aired Supergirl on. And then they switched it to CW straight afterwards. Yeah, We Bare Bears started in 2015. Paramount Plus. Giant streaming service. That'll be kind of good, though. That'll be kind of good. That clip shows what I believe are the best movies of all time. The best movie of all time, in my opinion, is Planet of the Apes, the original Planet of the Apes in 1968. Yeah, highest grossing doesn't mean it's the best. You know, the highest grossing film, like some people said Avatar, some people said James Cameron's Avatar was just a visual lights display. Best film ever, in my opinion, guys, is the original Planet of the Apes, 1968. Has the best ending of a film in history. That's not actually confirmed, though, at the moment. It's not confirmed what will be in a Minecraft Squared, because they've not really they've only just started shooting. Filming only began earlier last month, so they don't exactly know what's going to happen yet. It's like 47 seconds long. Cool. It was shown at Minecraft Live. Yeah, but they've not announced anything yet. They've only announced the name. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, that's true. In fact, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly wasn't even shot in America. Those cowboy films were actually shot in Italy. They're called spaghetti westerns because they were actually Italian. It was directed by Sergio Leone. Sergio Leone was Italian. Yeah, film The Good, the Bad, the Ugly was actually shot in Italy and Spain. I've never watched Scarface. I don't know, though. There are worse things to happen to the film industry. What has been Italian? I said it's an American cowboy film, but it's not even American. It was shot in... It's Italian. A lot of those... They call them spaghetti westerns. I'm just putting facts on it. But yeah, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly isn't actually an American film. It's an American cast, but it was actually all shot in Italy. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly is a full American cast, but the whole film, that looks so cool. Cool. Seriously? I don't even want to grab that. What is it? Oh my god. Paramount Pictures would be the Godzilla vs. Kong universe. Still one of the best movies. Yeah, I said, surprisingly, it's classed as an American film, but it's not American. Because most of the crew that worked on it were Italian, which is... It's kind of like... It's kind of like, if you look at it, Harry Potter. Harry Potter's classed as American, but... You are 18 plus. You are 18 plus. Yeah. But it's not very good to put drugs in, to put a sign saying drugs in Minecraft. Well, also drugs are illegal, so don't take drugs, everybody. Thank you. He's 57 plus. I'm not 57. I won't be 57 for another 30 odd years. I won't be 57 for 34 years. Almost 33. 34, 33 years. The 21 meme. Well, yeah, the 21 meme was generally because the kid was a little bit thick. You know, you're stupid. No, I'm not. What's 9 plus 10? Oh, 21. This world's only existed for 2 weeks. I can't look up the video whilst I'm streaming. When we were talking about film, everybody, that the best film could be anything. I know Gone with the Wind is pretty famous. My phone's flat. Pretty much Gone with the Wind, yeah, is famous, but also Wizard of Oz, which came out a few years earlier. The Wizard of Oz that came out that same year, first colour film. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. We're not in Kansas anymore. Yeah, Wizard of Oz 1939 is one of the first ever colour films. In fact, it's not hours, days, months old. The world's only 2 weeks old. I created this world 14 days ago. 1v1 me? What? I can't. This is a creative world. I have a Discord notification coming through. That's from Decepted. But yeah, first colour film. In fact, the first edited film was from over 100 years ago. It was from the early 1800s. Bridge Across the River Kwai. That is a good old film. That's from the 60s. Bridge Across the River Kwai, because it starred Alec Guinness, who played the original Obi-Wan in A New Hope. Alec Guinness was in that film. It's also, obviously the soundtrack's pretty good. Bridge Across the River Kwai. And obviously Bridge Across the River Kwai is a true story. The Japanese generally forced British and Allied troops to build a bridge across the River Kwai. 1957, because it's generally based on the yeah, it was based on British prisoners of war British prisoners of war were forced by the Imperial Japanese Army to build a bridge for the Death Railway. Because it was named that because of the large number of prisoners and conscripts who died during its construction. And that was based in the 1940s. It's based in the 1940s. It's just in appearance. Wait, in appearance, are you talking about the way they look or the way they acted? Because, you know, I think... Are we talking about the way they performed or the way they looked? It depends, though. Ewan McGregor played a young version. Look. Godzilla's Ultra. Did I see the Amazing Digital Circus episode 9? No, because I've never watched it. Oh, cool. Just looks. Just looks. So you're talking about the way they looked. That's a bit thing, though, because they're two different people. That's like, say, Well, Ewan McGregor played Obi-Wan when he was much younger. So some people will say that. Some people say that. That's kind of like... But they played the same character. One playing the older, one playing the younger, one playing the younger version, one playing the older version. So you can't really judge because they're the same character. They're the same character, but one is about... Ewan McGregor's version is about 25 years younger. So there's no comparison really that you can comparison. But when you're talking about a character in a story, you wouldn't talk about their appearance. You wouldn't really compare their appearance. You'd compare about how they acted, which the only thing you can say though is the problem with Ewan McGregor's voice was different. Bro just mentioned, somebody mentioned it in the comment section, but you're never going to find that in here because I've never watched it and I don't intend to. 2001: A Space Odyssey. I've tried to watch that. I've never got into watching it, 2001: A Space Odyssey. I like science fiction films. A lot of people, though... The 2001: A Space Odyssey has a bit of an interesting thing. A lot of people admitted to falling asleep. When that was in cinemas, a lot of people admitted to falling asleep through it. It had a hypnotic... 2001: A Space Odyssey had a hypnotic feel to it that actually a lot of people fell asleep watching it in cinemas. Best 2001: A Space Odyssey is a good film, which also as well, a guy in my uni class put 2001: A Space Odyssey in his work to talk about, but I know he'd never watched that film and he just put it in to look like he knew what he was talking about because he butchered the title. Instead of putting 2001: A Space Odyssey, he put Space Odyssey 2001 version. Space Odyssey 2001 version. That's the only thing The guy in my uni class, yeah, I think he put films in that he'd never heard of or watched. And then he put 2001 Space Odyssey, but then he basically typed it all wrong and put 2000 a Space Odyssey 2001 version. So there's been 2000 versions of Space Odyssey. If you don't know about Godzilla's Kong, well, Godzilla vs Kong, I gotta be honest, I've never finished it. I got bored of the Monsters universe because I thought they were doing too many films. I liked the original Godzilla. I liked the 2014 one. Well, not the original. It's obviously because the first Godzilla film was from like 2000. No, the first Godzilla film was from 1933. Actually, King Kong. Egypt crushed New Zealand. New Zealand aren't that good of a football team, though, Swiss. I mean, I've watched it. I've watched the original I've watched the original King Kong as well. I've watched the original King Kong as well from 1933. That doesn't hold up in today's world. The original King Kong from 1933 doesn't hold up in today's world. You can tell that the gorilla is animated because of the way the gorilla moves. The gorilla doesn't move like how a normal gorilla would. Jurassic Park is a really good example. Jurassic Park was going to be animated. Jurassic Park was going to be animated with stop motion. And someone said to Steven Spielberg, we can probably do this with genuine animation, with computer animation. So he said, well, prove it then. And then he went away, created a dinosaur, and then they decided to use CGI. It was the first time Steven Spielberg had used CGI. Yeah. But yeah, nobody believed. He almost gave up. Yeah, Steven Spielberg. Oh, I can't speak. Steven Spielberg almost gave up with Jurassic Park. He shot Jurassic Park and then he went to shoot Schindler's List literally straight away. Well, ILM were the best in the world at the time. George Lucas had to create his own company to make the effects that he wanted. So he created ILM, Industrial Light and Magic. ILM are probably the best in the world for CGI now. Yeah, in fact, Toy Story. ILM created Pixar, which Steve Jobs wrote. Steve Jobs bought it from them, and obviously then made a ridiculous amount with making Toy Story. Toy Story. The first Toy Story film, they needed 1,000 computers to render that film. You could render Toy Story now in an hour. The original Toy Story, you could render that film in an hour now. One computer. Actually, I think James Cameron would have done an amazing film. Spielberg beat him to it, yeah, because Spielberg was friends with the guy that wrote it, so he got the rights before the book had even come out. Because Steven Spielberg was friends with the guy that wrote it. James Cameron, though, is a very good filmmaker. Hello, Watergun. Welcome to the stream. James Cameron, though, he waited 15 years to do Avatar. To do his Avatar films, he waited 15 years because he had to wait for the technology to advance. He wanted to make the movie more alien. Well, not really make it like Alien because it's about dinosaurs, but I think James Cameron would have made it quite kind of scary. But also, James Cameron probably would have adapted it closer to the book. Hello, Byer. Welcome to the stream. James Cameron probably. What the hell is it? Is that a creature in there? James Cameron probably would have. Hello, Captain Storm. Welcome to the stream. James Cameron probably would have made Jurassic Park more to the book. What is Tarantino waiting for? Probably for a good film idea. Well, Tarantino always said he'd only do 10 films. So he's obviously trying to come up for a good idea of what his 10th film will be. Tarantino is one of those, he doesn't rush in. What, it's glow beans? What did I say? I said T.Y. Badger, didn't I? I know it's glow beans. What did I say? My eyes are... Hello, glow beans. Sorry, I'm out of it. It's literally... You said Badger. Yeah, I did. Sorry. There we go. Well, that is your name, isn't it? Sorry. I'm boiling, guys. It is really hot, so that's why I'm a bit... I think Tarantino, he doesn't rush into projects, which is why he does really good films, because he doesn't rush. You know, some people do rush. Like, I think they rushed into that Minecraft movie. The best... I think James... I need a box fan. I mean, I've got a tower fan on my desk, but it's not on at the moment because it makes it harder to hear the mic. But on this, it's like 30 degrees right now, guys. I've probably sweated off 10 kg since last night. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something then. Yeah, James Cameron probably would have made Jurassic Park closer to the book. John Hammond in the book. Is that his name? John Hammond. John Hammond in the book is a much eviler man. John Hammond in the book is not a very nice guy. They made Richard Attenborough. They made him like nicer. The bit about I'm not gonna get the bit in the film when he has an argument with Dennis Nedry. What did you think after I said I made it weak? I didn't think anything when you called him you said something which I thought was a bit harsh. You did say something which I thought was harsh. Joe is more pure than Arsenal at his raw brain. That I thought that was harsh. I thought that was harsh, Captain Storm, because I generally think Arsene has like memory problems and like learning difficulties. So saying about his, you know, about his, you know, his brain being like raw, and I think that's quite hard. I thought that was quite harsh, because I generally think the guy has learning difficulties. Well, not really. Yeah, I thought what you said was quite a little harsh. But no offense, Captain Storm, you can be a little like him sometimes. I thought it was harsh because I think you can be the same sometimes. I think sometimes you can be slightly silly when it comes to answers. I mean, you ain't gonna forgive him after what he did to you. What did he do to me? No, all I said was what you said was a bit harsh. I mean, no offense. There's a couple of times when things been put into Deceptive's Discord server, and you've been a little bit thick. So you know, it goes both ways. I thought what you said was harsh. There was something that you said, and it was like, Kill Bill, but the Brothers. How does it go if it was released today? It probably the same. It probably does well. It probably still does well. Like films do well depending on what it is. It's gory films doesn't mean that, you know, it's not going to do well. Gory films just because a film's gory doesn't mean it won't do well in nowadays, as opposed to when it came out like 20 years ago. A film will only not do well if there's things said that's, you know, you wouldn't say nowadays. If you had a film and they were constantly saying, like, if you had a film that came out today and they were saying, like, you know, offensive stuff, it probably wouldn't take off today like it probably did 20 years ago, because obviously 20 years ago you could say things that you probably can't now. I mean, I saw a clip from a film the other day. I saw a film from like the 1950s the other day, where Ronald Reagan, who became the US president, slaps a woman in a film. He asks this woman to leave and she doesn't, so he slaps her. Which obviously you could probably get away with having someone slap, mightn't they? I can't give you ideas because I don't really know what type of content that you do. But one thing I would suggest is wait until you've hit about 110, 115 subscribers, because you could hit 100 and then lose some, which that's happened to other people I've seen, where they've done their Kill Bill. Well, actually, Kill Bill is actually this would be surprisingly. This might be this might be something that might surprise you guys, but Kill Bill is just a remake. Kill Bill is just a remake of a Japanese film from the 1970s. Do I have a phone? Yes, it's just flat. I mean, I could funny sounds, but see, I don't. Well, no, but I think sometimes Captain Storm. I think sometimes you and Arson are pretty similar. You both do comment random shit sometimes. You and Arson do both comment random shit just out of nowhere. Like, this chat is as dead as my cat clogging up my laptop fan. When you put that, that's why we were all confused with what you were talking about. You just randomly appeared and say that. Like, you and Arson are like the same person. You just appear, say something really, randomly say something, and then what was I going to say? Yeah, not many people know this, but Kill Bill is based off a Japanese film. It's basically a remake of a Japanese film, but made for an American audience, which is basically that happens. If you've ever watched the film Let Her In, Let Her In is a remake of a Finnish film called, might be a Swedish, one of them. Let Her In is a remake of a, or just press Windows to watch the video. I'm not watching a video, guys, because I'm streaming. And just go to, you don't understand. Well, no, you're not going to understand, though, because I said you are a little bit like Arson. You don't put any context. It's true, though. I don't think you realise it, Captain Storm. But yeah, you are a little bit. Why not copyright? Well, yeah, copyright, but also, I'm not a reaction channel, guys. Well, I could do a reaction channel. That would be cool, but copyright. I don't think you realise how out of context. I don't think you realise, Captain Storm, sometimes about how some of your stuff just make it want to funny, not shit. Well, sometimes, yeah, it might sound funny to you, but what sounds funny to you might not sound funny to someone else. So, in the context of what you put, out of context, it made you look like a creep. In a way, it did. What you put made it look like you do stuff to your cat. In fact, Decepted wanted to ask you to get Arson to say his IQ, which Decepted wants to know what Arson's IQ is, but I think what you said to Arson was harsh. Oh yeah, after seeing your 5-year-old photo. Yeah, but that was a long time ago. I had the monobrow, but I shaved it. I happened to shave it, and plus my hair was blonder then. Yeah, but that photo's 5 years old. I was 19. I was 19 in that photo. Sorry, I was 18 in that photo. That's from 2021. I was 18. Plus, I just looked different in that photo because I was a bit shorter. You look good, thank you. I was just a little bit shorter in that photo, guys. I was probably like 5'7", 5'8". I was probably about 5'8" in that photo. Do we talk about Jurassic Park dinosaurs now? Mate, if your beard was longer, it would be perfect. My beard is longer. I couldn't grow a beard when I was 18. I couldn't grow a beard when I was 18. It was only just patches everywhere. Read everything with an Australian accent. Quite a hard thing to do when you're reading an Australian accent. Good night, didgeridoo, Hugh Jackman. Get on the... Right. Let's get right into this video, right? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the video. My name's CalamitiveJoe, and welcome to a video. Are you Australian? No, I'm, Or I can do a different accent if you want me to. Or I can do a different accent if you want me to, everybody. What accent should we do now? We can go to me brave mate. Might brave. You ever look a shark in the eye? Let me tell you, I fought a crocodile, mate. I fucking fought a crocodile. Oh, I was sat there and I saw a crocodile coming towards me. Can you make a sentence with that? Oh, I was really brave. I was really brave. I fought a goddamn crocodile. I was actually... I was so nervous that I fought a goddamn crocodile. It came towards me and all I did was grab its mouth and I held it there until the police come and got rid of the crocodile. Yeah. I can do accents. I can even do an Irish accent for you if you want. Try Chinese. I can't do a Chinese accent. Scottish. I can do a Scottish accent for you too. I'm a proud Scot, you know. And I would walk 500 miles to fall down at your door. I'll wake up and I'm gonna be the man that's walking 500 miles for you. Da 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 da. And I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walks 500 miles to fall down at your door. Da 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 da. German, okay. Hello? No, that's not German. Hello. We will create an empire. US accent, fine. Right then. That's Irish. That's not Scottish. That's more Irish. They got more fucking sea monsters in the Great Loch Ness. I can do it in Irish if you want. Just let me just put the controller down so I can read it properly. They got more fucking sea monsters in the Great Loch Ness, and they've got the likes of me in Scottish. They got more sea monsters. In the bloody Loch Ness, they got more sea monsters than goddamn people. I saw a sea monster once. I was in Loch Ness in Scotland. Boston. I can't do a Boston accent. I can do a Southern American accent. My fellow Americans, we stand at the brink of history. You should do a parody accent channel. Nah, I want to do it for like a film. I want to do the Southern. I can do a Southern American accent. My fellow Americans, we stand at history. We stand at the presence of time, and we have to take on time. We have to make time count. What do you think? Oh, should I just read the line from my book? I have launched a nuclear attack. You can always tell a Texan, but you can't tell them much. Jesus Christ. I don't think we're in Kansas. You are not in Kansas anymore. You're on Pandora. Respect that fact. Of every second of every day. As head of security, it's my job to keep you alive. Outside that fence, every living thing that flies, squats in the mud, wants to kill you and eat your eyes for jujubes. You got to obey the rules. The Pandora rules. Sorry, I could do that all the time. If I like a film, I broke a block and I want to replace it. If I like a film, I can just memorize lines from it. Do a French accent whilst you're reading my book. Bonjour, ça va bien, merci. My name is CalamitiveJoe. Welcome to France. Why didn't I do it in an Irish accent? Which one should we read? Which one should we read? Should we read Attack from Space? Should we read Actually, let's read a little bit of One's War. This book comes out in November later in the year, so might as well. This book that I'm going to read out, Planet of what? I said let's read Dawn of Planets, which is the book I said let's read Dawn of Planets One's War, which is the novel I'm bringing out later in the year. Right, okay, One's War. Chapter 1, The New Approach. A news camera was aimed at a desk. Through the camera, the picture was a little blurry at the start, but focused in on a young man in a suit at a desk. The events of May 1st will be with me for the rest of my life. The number of lives lost will haunt me for years and years to come. My thoughts and prayers go out to each and every one of you. My government will strive to draw out these terrorists and anyone else determined to harm the people of this world and this union. We will not rest. We will not be dissuaded from our task ahead. We will move mountains and heaven above to rid our union of these monsters. We are ever your servants, shall and will never back down to anyone at home or abroad. The man being recorded was Christian Bonaparte, the supreme leader of the Imperial Union. A new era was dawning on the Union. The past 3 weeks had seen a seismic change. Angevin Taraxis had been succeeded by Christian Bonaparte after 3 years in the position, becoming the third youngest supreme leader of the Imperial Union in its nearly 400-year history. At 19 years 4 months, his appointment had been well received, and his outlook for a new Imperial Union was very strong. A week had passed since the horror of the terror attack on the Imperial Union, the seat of governance of the Imperial Union, and all other planets that formed the Imperial Union. A formal inquiry was now underway. The change was underway. The Supreme General of the Armed Forces since 2011, Grenzy Grenell, had been sacked after 8.5 years in the job. The attack of May 1st, which had been given the name the May 1st Massacre. The new government was about to sit its first briefing. Around the table was Deputy Supreme Leader Norbert Harrison, Secretary of State for the Home Department Edward Baxendale, Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs Johnny Hunter, Secretary of State for Culture, Sport, Media Nigel Peters, Secretary of State for Health and Social Care Jennifer Miller, and the Lord Chancellor of the Exchequer Oliver Raventree. Meanwhile, the new Supreme General, who had not yet taken over, was at home in the town of Dursby, England, part of the former United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, now part of the state of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. There we go. No, we didn't, Irish. Nah. That book is really excited. Hello, Sam Tam Crazy. Welcome to the stream. Oh, bloody hell. This book, guys, comes out in November. I've just read the first 2 pages. Oh, I've just read the first 2 pages of Dawn of Planets 1's War. Oh, I love this line. She felt, where's the line I really liked? What's my favourite line? Oh, where's the line that I really like? Oh. I love your videos. Thank you. I typed all that. Cool. What was I going to say? What's my favourite line? What's my favourite line of the whole story? Tell you what, guys, this has the most F words in history. There is 50 fucks. There's 50 fucks. There's 36 fuckings. There's 50 fucks. 36 fuckings. There is 23 shits. There's one twat. There's 2 pists. There's probably about 100 different. There's probably about 100 swear words. You're the best YouTuber in the world. I can't say that. My throat is sore, guys, from that. But yeah, literally. But literally, guys, there's probably 100 swear. There's probably about 100 swear words in that book. Totally. Throughout its 300 pages, there's probably about 100 different swear words. Hello, Archie. Welcome to this room. How are you? I'm really good. How are you? Welcome to the stream. We are just, well, we were talking about accents on the streams, but I've just read out part of a book that I'm going to publish. We were just talking about how many swear words there are. There is 36 fuckings, 50 fucks. Where's my favorite? This is my favorite. This is my favorite swear word in the whole book. Wish you had 100 minutes of service. I'm good, thanks. Feeling sick. Bye. Goodbye, penguin. Goodbye. This is my favorite. This is my favorite swear word, guys, in the whole book. There's about 20. There it is. I love this one. That message worked wonders. No one can waltz into my fucking domain and act fucking king of the fucking jungle in our military. I love that one. Best one. I love this one here. All right, all of you, he said as he addressed the room, his voice commanding and firm. Listen up. Some of you have won a lot of medals under Grenzy fucking Granel, but the first fucking thing you can do for me is to take them fucking off again and throw them out a fucking window or in the biggest fucking bin you can find. Because you've all won them by merit, not by destruction. Got it? No more medals for your past efforts. From now, you'll earn your stripes with me or not at all. I love it. That's one of my favourite lines of all time. Yeah, this character, he basically in this book that comes out in November, the main character becomes the head of the armed forces, but the guy that was the previous head was a bit of an asshole. He would give medals out to basically his friends. Yes, it did, because I don't blacklist swear words on this streams because you've got to be over 13 to use YouTube. So this character, he's become the new Supreme General, but the previous guy was a bit of an asshole. So he would basically give his friends high positions, and he basically tells them they can take all their medals off and throw them out of a bin because they've not won them. They've not won them honestly. They're making it 16. That's only in the UK though. I kind of agree with it, Archie. Like, there's people watching shit they shouldn't. I watched the stream. I was streaming. I you know, after I stream a lot, I agree with it because there's people watching shit they shouldn't. Like, I had someone on my stream once say they've been watching 18-rated horror films since they were 8. And I will be honest, I played football with a friend a few years ago, and I had a 6-year-old kid walk up and call us racial slurs. Yeah, there was a guy on my stream. He's like 15, and he said about he watched 18-rated horror films when he was 8. Yeah. I had a 6-year-old kid walk up to me and call me a racial slur. Well, he called me he called me something as well, which it was like, literally, like, saying that, this kid, he walked up to me and he called me the N-word. And it was like, how? I mean, first of all, I'm not black, but why would you walk up to anyone and say that? But why would you walk up and say that to someone? Like, that's just wrong. It would be the same, you know. I will admit I'm fat. I'm like well over 200 pounds. It would be the same as someone just walked up to me and just called me a fat bastard or fat cunt randomly in the street. You know, you can't just walk up to people and just call them random shit and call them, you know, random rude things. Can you accept, or is it just not available? No, I can unhide the comments, but what you put is a bit. YouTube's blocked it for moderation stuff. Yeah, it's not available. But yeah, I don't get it. Am I the only person in here? Oh shit, am I the only person in here? That's just, I didn't click anything. I didn't click anything. Yeah, what was I going to say? So I was going to say something. But yeah, when you see people's comments nowadays, it's like, like, I will be honest, like, some people just say things how they think. Right, have I ever told you guys the story on the stream? Everyone on the stream, have I ever told you guys the story of what my nan said to me after I saw her after COVID? Have I ever told you guys, everyone on the stream, that what my nan said to me the first time I saw her after COVID? Everyone on the stream? Anyone else? Have I ever mentioned it? So, after COVID, because obviously COVID in the UK, you couldn't. Who remembers COVID in the UK? Who remembers COVID in the UK? in the UK, the United Kingdom. So during in the COVID in the UK, I will admit, guys, I gained so much weight during COVID. I gained so much weight during COVID because I was just sat at home. Coppers bad. We do call police coppers. We don't call them cops like America do. The UK call them coppers, but then obviously police officers. Peelers is another one. They used to call them peelers. I gained so much weight during COVID because that's all you could do. If you couldn't leave the house, all you could do was eat. The first time my nan saw me after the COVID lockdowns, the first thing my nan said to me was my nan looked at me and just went, "Blimey, you've piled on the pounds, haven't you?" She went, "Blimey, you've piled on the pounds, haven't you?" She just looked at me and went, "Blimey, you're fat." Like, yeah, that's the first thing my nan said to me after COVID. She went, "Blimey, you're fat." But come on, like, how rude is that? Like, how rude is that to say to someone, "Blimey, you've..." No reasons why. Then literally, straight after COVID, the first thing my nan said to me was that I got fat. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this stream in a minute because I'm boiling. I'm absolutely sweating. It's hot. Do the tower. We're not going to build a tower right now, but I'm going to end this stream in a sec because I'm boiling, guys. It's literally, it's like 32 degrees. It's hot as fuck. It is absolutely boiling. It is absolutely sweltering. Thank you to the person who subscribed. We're aiming to hit 8,400 subscribers by the end of the year. Well, we're aiming to hit 10,000 by the end of the year, but we have to get another 1,643 subscribers, which I don't think we're going to do it. I don't think we're going to do it in that time frame. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.